Here, the Pegasus Dirt. We've seen some top-class horses win this race over the years. And the first thing I'm noticing here is a very obvious and dangerous pace setter, the number 2 Saudi Crown. This guy is only interested in running on the lead. He's a grandson of Bodemeister. Bodemeister, when he had the lead, he could be a dynamo. So the 2 is on a dead send here. There's not a lot of early speed here in this race. Here's Mystic Dan, our Kentucky Derby winner. Things did not go as planned there in the Malibu, but this is kind of an interesting race. We're trying to hit the reset button and we're trying to propel forward to become a major classic contender. Locked in the race as well. We're gonna get to him and White Abario, but let's focus on Mystic Dan. And you know, this is a horse, I'm really interested to see how they receive this horse in the wagering, because when you win the Derby, you're pretty much the most famous horse that year, especially in the broader public's eye, but he didn't fire really at all in the Malibu. Now, I think that we have some big time clues that he likes it when it's wet. He ran huge in the Southwest when it was raining. And don't forget that this was a fast track in the Derby, but it poured the day before and even the day before that. So interested to see how they play the horse from 8 to 1. And you know, White Abario, if there was ever an encouraging loss at 2 to 5, the horse just lost at 2 to 5, but lost to Mufasa, who gave us the fastest 7 furlong time of the year, and White Abario was coming along well. And remember, before White Abario won the Whitney a couple summers ago and he beat Cody's Wish, he was at one point in his career undefeated at Gulfstream and never won anywhere else. Never won at Churchill, never won on the ship. So White Abario has been an absolute horse for the course here at Gulfstream Park, and he's a big gray wonder. Kind of went off form with the trip to Saudi, and then things just didn't go well last year, but I think he is regaining some form for new connections, and you can't disregard an amazing Breeders' Cup Classic win a couple years ago. And then Locked, last mention here on Locked. Locked has not gone 2 turns in over a year. Now he's coming off 2 amazing races at Aqueduct, an exceptional time, 121 flat at Aqueduct, where they don't really give out cold times, and then also the Cigar Mile. I mean, Locked zips right on past the number 5 here, Mulligan, who was the favorite in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. So one thing to keep in mind about Locked, he was in the Ultra Live Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and who was in that race? You had Timberlake, you had Muth, you had Fierceness, you had the undefeated Prince of Monaco, and with all those horses, this horse Locked was actually the favorite in that super key Breeders' Cup Juvenile from a couple seasons ago at Santa Anita. So he has to answer the question about the distance, but Locked's sire, Gunrunner, won this very race. The Pegasus, gonna be a grade 1 individual. And in terms of Senior Buscador, one of our fan favorites, he was second last year. He's not gonna be able to make the race here. Now, he won the Saudi Cup, and he was second last year to National Treasure, but Senior Buscador, we're gonna be hopefully waiting down the line. Senior Buscador, kind of like White Abario, went a little bit off stride. He was a decent 5th in the Breeders' Cup Classic, but before then, he was like really not himself. But if you're gonna run one giant race for the year, it's a good way to pay it off in a $20 million event. He grabs the gray Saudi Crown. Keep in mind the gray, who is 3rd here, is going to be in this race as well. But we did get an update from Mike Welsh, and it was announced that he's going to be retired, as Todd Fincher mentioned that he wasn't happy with the way the horse was scoped this morning. And Senior Buscador, to the breeding shed they go. And from Remington Park as a 2-year-old to Saudi Arabia winning a $20 million race, Senior Buscador was so fun to follow. The big-time closer for the admirable connections that basically had their horse of a lifetime. And we're wishing him the best of the luck in his new stallion duties.